We have known for a long time that Earth is now beginning her ascension back into higher dimensions. A lot of New Age people talk about a kind of personal ascension. But since time immemorial, the great wisdom teachers, the great initiates, have taught us, such as Rudolf Steiner, Madame Blavatsky, Max Heindel, and many others, that the Earth itself has made a descent into the material and is now beginning her ascension back into the higher dimensions. However, as she is doing this, she is releasing negativity. Unfortunately, because of the actions of an elite power structure that holds the belief that they have the right to control the Earth and all other residents, this cycle is happening at a slower pace. These organizations are having a harder time of controlling the group consciousness. I'm talking about the masters of evil. They are really having a harder time of controlling humankind. And it is because of us, the work that we're doing. There are thousands of light workers on this planet that are beginning to experience the energies of the higher dimensions. Because of these people, they have taken the time to increase their vibration. They have guaranteed that the planet and all of her residents will ascend.
There are those here who were brought down while trying to help and have been stuck in the reincarnational cycle. They have had their memories wiped and are just plugging along like most of the planet. I think the difference is that those from elsewhere are always trying to figure things out. They are not really comfortable here. They, all of you I would suspect, are on these types of websites reading voraciously different esoteric books, whether religious, metaphysical, UFO, paranormal, etc. There is the feeling that something is wrong and they're always seeking answers. And what was Earth like before they showed up?
It was supposedly, I've heard, it was beautiful. It was, one woman called it my Eden. You took away my Eden. We as a species, the human race, was evolving on this beautiful planet just wonderfully, but naive enough to when these gods came, so-called, and they wowed everybody with their technologies, and then they started this whole thing. So, you know, every culture has its gods and goddesses, you know, the Greek gods and all these different Sumerians, and I think, but it was after, they've been here for a long time.
Reptilians mated with human women to create bloodline families.
That's probably true.
Ike material. Reptilians leave their reptilian bodies in storage when they come here?
I think that's true. I know that they use wormholes and portals in order to transport body parts and what have you from energy points here, probably portals or energy centers, which are there connected to wormholes. They use those to transport great flood stories that are all over. That's when they decided not to come back in their own or in a form, a physical form. That was when the decision was made to come and be cloaked within human beings, so that, you know, because all of a sudden there are no gods. You know, now all of a sudden we're sort of left on our own, but we're not. That's when they decided to use the cover, cloaking of humans.
You say the reptilian race has been here for thousands of years and maybe longer, at first presenting themselves as the gods and then using their technology and genetic know-how to manipulate the human race for their own ends. That, it seems, involves using the human being as a food source, an energy source, a plaything, a slave, and a marketable item. There's a race of beings that lived off of our blood and that used Colosseum events to suck out energy out of people, that they were involved with the Aztecs and the Mayas, and that the sacrifices that were made there were also to feed these ET beings.
Absolutely.
Does that sound like
part of the same thing?
And the reptilians are physical beings and do have physical bodies, but these, it appears, are kept in a storage place once they arrive here, while they encase themselves in a physical human form to operate behind the scenes. They have mastery over the fourth dimension, which for us is the world of dreams and astral travel. This is everything that we've been taught it's not.
Right. Yeah.
Part of our DNA was taken out, and the reptilian mind, which is the reptilian complex, the R complex in the brain being inserted there. And do you think this is the way that they're able to know the human mind and manipulate it, or do you have another take on that?
I think that's pretty much right.
Tell me about the masquerading as angels and light beings. Why would they do that? And how do they do that?
They will scan your mind to see what you relate to. If you have a vision of angels with wings and, you know, feminine, blonde, or whatever, they'll appear like that. If you are looking for an Eastern guru with a long beard, I mean, they'll give you what they know you would relate to.
In reality,
so they're master manipulators.
They're shapeshifters. I mean, whatever you think or whatever you're looking for, that's what you'll get.
We've been handed belief systems, political and religious, which have been used to great advantage by this group to promote dissension, hatred, bigotry, and cause war. War has created benefits for this group on every level, but primarily it is a feast, as the fallen soldier, young, healthy, and filled with adrenaline and fear, is the favorite food source of this group. Now, when humans kill each other, you say the reptilians feast.
They wait. They told me you make war, we plan the wars, you fight, and we dine. And I have a reversal that says in World War II, when Bush was talking to the war vets, he says, we ate so many then we hiccuped. This is why we have war. Strictly. Well, there's different reasons. They can make money and it's control, but it's mainly to eat.
Reptilians love making the victims terrified. Why?
Because they ingest that energy.
They absorb the fear, energy of fear. And reptilians are very aggressive and threatening, and they use rape, and they're geneticists and mind manipulators. How is it they've been able to become so adept at so many different things to be so effectual over human beings?
We're their life. They have no life without us. We're everything to them. They consider it's their survival. It's for their survival. We are it for them. They have no life without us. That's why they're so terrified of what's coming. Because everything that they gain and everything that they do, we're their drug, their food, their pleasure, their energy. They have nothing without the humans. So this is screwing around us is their life.
Are reptilians telepathic?
Some of them are, but not all of them.
Are they interdimensional? I mean,
yes.
Would you call them interdimensional?
They are interdimensional.
So people who are channeling angels...
I've never heard any channeling that was pure. We're coming in, they were cloning them by the thousands and thousands. As a matter of fact, one of them told me that they were getting ready to invade. They've created debt. They've created this whole money system. And it's wrong. It's wrong. Look at this planet. It is wrong. So it's not easy. I mean, it's not hard to see how people who are not into the money thing, are probably going to be poor unless you're willing to compromise. And I'm not saying everybody, but I'm just saying generally speaking. I get very short recordings, and often they'll say the aliens are coming. We got to get out of here. They want us to be in the game. If we for one moment stop fighting each other and look to see who's pulling the strings, they would be out of here. We would join forces. There would be no more war. There would be no more manipulation. They want war. They want manipulation. They want us fighting and arguing between ourselves. Every major political, moneyed, power person on this planet has one inside them. Almost virtually every one of them. I don't know if they're conscious of it, but I can hear it in their reversals. It comes out right away. They own this world inside of their net. We're in a lockdown. There's no depths that this race will not stoop to. They have no compassion, cold and vicious. That's what I say about them. Lots of reversals referring to the one or God, and how things are going to be so much better in the short, right after we get through this, what's coming up. They know it's coming up, but they don't want to stay here. They know they're going to be killed, and they're very angry at the big shots going out on the big ship, very angry. that they've been left behind. They're just considered peons. So many encounters with them. Watched them deplane. He watched them get off. He was taken astrally to, actually he was, I don't know if it was astral, but he said that he saw them coming in from the homeworld, that they would have on these sort of, almost like latex costume faces. And they would use these while they're in transport, I guess not to get anybody's attention. They have physical bodies, which they may keep on when they're underground or in these bases, because people have said they've seen reptilians. That's when they're in the physical. But they found that if they can take off, get out, step out of their physical body, step into a human physical body, they can operate here behind the scenes, controlling and manipulating without any problem. So that's really how they do it.
Now, you say reptilians want to keep us endlessly shut down, fighting amongst ourselves. How does that help them?
Well, we never turn around to see who's creating the mess, and we just keep fighting each other.
And the reptilians set up all the political, religious, and financial structures on Earth.
Yes. If I thought this was going to go on forever, because I know what their agenda was. Their future agenda was to microchip everybody, to have certain people set aside as slaves, the rest in concentration camps and as a constant food source. And then they would probably alter the environment so that it would be comfortable for them, because they're blind in the sunlight, they can't see in sunlight. So that would have been our future, a total slave, lockdown slave planet. I am very, very hopeful that this is going to change and we're going to be rescued from this mess.
What if the fourth dimension, the lower astral, was someplace in the solar system, physical frequency we couldn't see, like on Mars or on Venus? Do you think that's possible?
Well, I think that you can't see them on, like the fourth dimension is on Mars. There probably is a fourth dimension all over, just like if 3 dimensions. And they operate on Mars in the fourth dimension. They're not physically there on the planet. They're there interdimensionally, I believe.